Hello, welcome to the 16th tutorial of learning programming with JavaScript. In this, I'm going to show you how to do some advanced string manipulation, and we're going to do a very simple text encryption app. So you can see our code begins basically the same as before. We run our first code in the DOM content loaded event, and we've got our one-line dark theme right there in the document.head.inner HTML. So to begin, we actually need to get text input, which is something we haven't done before. We're going to do this with the createElement function, but instead of creating a button, we're actually going to create a text box. So we can do this by, instead of passing in button to createElement, we pass in input. So we're going to do var text equals document.createElement input. Now input supports a lot more than text, so we also need to add this extra part to text.type equals text. This will set it to a text box input type. And then of course we need to do document.body.appendChild text to actually add the text box to the page. And then we're going to do like all the other tutorials where we add a button, and this is going to be our trigger for the text encryption. So to do the button equals document.createElement button, set the text content of the button to just encrypt, and then we add the button to the page with document.body.appendChild. And now we add the click event listener to the button, which is where the major part of our code will run. Inside here, it will trigger the encryption. So to do this encryption, we actually need to get the text string from this text box. We can do this with the text.value. I'm going to alert text.value and output it to show you. And enter some gibberish, press encrypt, and you can see it outputs our text from the text box. So we can access this text string with text.value. So we're going to set the string variable to text.value to store this. First of all, we're going to create an empty string called enc for encrypted, and now we're going to need to do a for loop to loop through all the characters in the string. Instead of doing I++, we're going to do I plus equals 2. Because we're going to process two characters at once, both even and odd, we're going to add up two characters at once, not one. Now a side effect of this is we actually need to loop to string.length -1, not all the way to string.length. I'll explain this more once we build the code in this for loop. We need to access each individual character of the string, the even and odd characters. Unlike arrays, we can't access the string characters with these square braces. Instead, we need to use the char@at function. So we use char@I to get the even character, and then we can get the odd character using I plus 1. So this is why string.length needs to be -1, is because if it went to the end of the string and it was the last character plus 1, it would go over the boundary of the string. This would be a buffer overflow and it would cause errors. So now to do the encryption, our source string has the characters in the even odd order. For the encrypted, we're going to do odd even order, like that. Encrypted plus equals odd plus even. Now we can output the encrypted by just doing text.value equals encrypted. If you run this, type in something like "you can't read this" and run encrypt, you can see it turns it into some sort of gibberish that you can't read. There you go. I thought this would be a cool trick to show you how to mask text. And this is one of the most complicated programs we've done in these tutorials, so don't feel bad if you don't grasp this right away. Keep practicing. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed these learning programming with JavaScript tutorials.